beautiful people in this room. Thank you all so much for coming. I would love to take this opportunity to bring up our co-host and our host, my mentor, advisor, amazing woman of excellence, Her Excellency, Ambassador Bennett. Please come up. And
gentlemen, I'm taking tutorials as to what I'm supposed to say. May I say good evening to everybody and Happy New Year, and then confess that if I had my way, two things I would like to do. First, looking at the picture as I see it in front of me, I'm tempted to sing two songs. The first one is called Wonderful Tonight, because the ladies in particular, and I don't care about the men at this point, they look so good and so wonderful, they have to be told. Give a hand to the ladies. And then, of course, recognizing, what I'm talking about. The second one I would have sung would have been, I Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And I can tell you that even for having come, I still can't help falling in love with you. And thank you very much for coming to this event. I just hope that our purpose will be served, your purpose will be served, and in fact, the kind of relationship we would want to develop would actually materialize this evening. I'll hand over to the boss, and then we'll see how it goes.
Good afternoon, good evening. Good evening.
good evening.
Now, this is indeed a very good evening, and we're going to have fun. We're going to network, and we're going to do some business here today. Is that all right?
Yes.
Is that all right? First of all, before, I just really would like to say that this is the ambassador's brainchild. He just kind of quoted me in and asked me to support it, but this really is his brainchild. As the ambassador to Washington, all of this that we're seeing here, they're all coming through the Ghana Embassy. So let's give him a big round of applause. The next person I really want you to give a big round of applause to, and she doesn't even know I'm going to talk about her today, but this is our Minister of Tourism. She has done so much in terms of really keeping this program going, and I asked her, where do you get the energy? She's in every picture all the time. Please give her a big round of applause. Now we can do bigger than that now. Let's give her a big round of applause. Now, my Americans, these African Americans in the room, now we make noise. So don't be sitting up here just clapping and acting all proper and stuff. It's okay, Minister, we can have fun tonight, correct? Yeah, she said we can have fun. So I just really want to say that. And then another person that I really have to acknowledge is Mary Gold. Mary Gold, I mean, you have meant so much to this movement. She quietly sits in her house. We call her, we cry, we do all of that, and she said, okay, let me handle it. And she does. So I just really want to acknowledge you and to say thank you so much for what you've done and what you do and how you support me. I just really want to say that, and I really mean it from my heart. You know it, don't you? Let's give her a big round of applause. There's so many people in this room that if I start naming people, we would go on and on and on. But there's another person in this room who is dynamic. And she has created the official coin for the year of return. She's a gemologist. She's just dynamic. She's beautiful. And she's my sister. So let's give her a big round of applause. And there's so many people at this table, just so many people that I just don't even want to start acknowledging people because I would be on and on and on. And this evening is not a talk shop. This evening really is for us to really talk about and really, you know, we're going to ask the minister to say a few words because I really want her to talk about the next step. Because I really want you to know, I mean, we've had a phenomenal year, and she'll tell you a little about that. But it's good, but we've got to take it to the next step, as we were talking. So I'd like you to come up and say a few words about the next step.
Castle at Osu. And after that, I just sent out a text to everybody that sadly the year of return has ended because now it's 2020. But it has ended, but we have started. Yes. We have started because 2020 to 2030 is beyond the return. Yes. We initiated a program, the Year of Return. We have had a phenomenal response from the global African family, and we need to build on that. It's not just to come home to Ghana and to Africa and get that emotional upliftment, but it's also to build a bond with Africa and see what legacy you can leave in Africa. So we have launched the Beyond the Return, which was launched by His Excellency the President. We want to take advantage of all that is good in all people of African descent across the world. What can you do to uplift Africa as a child of Africa? And that is what the decade 2020 to 2030 is all about. Let us all sit back, consider what we can invest into Africa to make Africa great, to build a great continent that as children of Africa we can be proud of. That is what Beyond the Return is all about. You are out there, you have the skills, you have developed various careers in diverse fields, you have excelled, and you are renowned wherever you are. But you need to bring some of that back to Africa. That is what Beyond the Return is about. And I'm sure that you are going to live up to it. Just as we have had a successful year of return, we are going to have an even more phenomenal decade of Beyond the Return. So thank you for coming, responding to His Excellency the President's call, and I know you are going to do even better with Beyond the Return. Thank you very much.
Let's give her a bigger round of applause than that. One of the things that's so important to me is an example of that. Kai has a program that she's going to tell you about, and what she's done with this program is that she's tied it in to a social project, you see, and that's what we want. I mean, she comes in and out and that kind of thing, and she'll tell you about what she's getting ready to start. But the key thing I'm very excited about is that it's tied to a social project here. So it's not just talking and coming with your own programs, it's tying in and bridging that gap. Kai?
Okay, thanks for that introduction, Mentor, Ambassador Vance. We're not going to take too much of your time, honestly. We just are so thankful for you being here. Before I go further, I would like to invite Balare and Eric up to the stage as part of our advisory committee. Not sure if I'm missing anyone else. Please, thank you. Quickly, I'm going to go a little bit into the foundation called the Made Man. Most people look at me and say, how can a woman create? As a young lady growing up, unfortunately, my parents separated. And my family moved from Nigeria back to the United States. As a young lady growing up, first of 7, without the presence of my father, was extremely damaging in many ways, not to have both parents in your home. Seeing my mother go through what she had to go through as a single parent, and then turning into seeing my brothers and sisters and not having the moments that she wanted as daddy's girls, and my mother struggling with 7 children. What it does to a family is unbelievable. Then furthering myself and going into being a social worker and a psychologist, and dealing with young ladies, dealing with abuse, from the young boys, and the young boys being lost, getting in jail, etc. I said to myself, what is my role in fixing this? Because I can't be a part of the problem. I don't want any more girls missing their father. I don't want any more moms not having the support they need. I don't want any more young men doing all the wrong things. Who are the better fathers, the better husbands? Who's out here doing the right thing? So I said, okay, I know a lot of phenomenal men. Let me go back to them and say, come back and help. I can't do this on my own. I can't tell a young man how to be a better man. But you figured this out. So please come and help. So we started the Made Man a number of years ago in the United States, in which we engaged the top 50 men in every city. And we engaged them in coming into community and mentoring young boys, working with women leaders, talking about gender equity, mentoring college students, and more importantly, in the United States, the issue of massive killings of young boys, saving our sons, was such a big issue. So we did phenomenally well in the United States with our goals. And we did an event at the embassy, and we now have 2,000 leaders in the United States, and our numbers of over 10,000 youth, over 48,000 students. We've broken all records, but we have so much more to do. So much more. So the ambassador hosted one of our Made Men events, and he noticed the caliber of men in the room that are donating their time and trying to make a better world, a socio-economic, equitable society for man, woman, and child. Because as you rise, you have to uplift the rest of us. And I'm not saying that we need men and men don't need women. We need each other. Man, woman, and child, no matter where you're from. And I'm so pleased to be in Ghana. This is my co-host. Can you introduce yourself quickly?
Hello, my name is Kweku Nsiasare. I'm the CED. We hope to have a very insightful evening. As we wine and dine, our focus actually would want to be on what the vision for the Made Man project is, which we'll soon be talking to you about. So please grab your seats. I'm sure that most of you have already had your cocktails, and the evening will proceed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. In the meantime, we'd like our advisor, Her Excellency. Who does not know Ambassador Bennett? Oh, everybody knows Ambassador Bennett. Thank you both for coming, and we have the pleasure of having the minister. So please announce her.
So ladies and gentlemen, this evening we're having our midst the Minister for Tourism, the Honorable Barbara Otinjesi, and her husband. Could you please acknowledge her? Of course, with Goldie, sister to the President, sitting by Mr. Otinjesi.
Important to us. We would like to take this time to thank our major presenter, Balare. Balare is our conduit from the United States and was able to help us coordinate all of this and make sure our dignitaries and everyone is well taken care of. So
When it's cold outside, I find the me. I guess you say, what can make me feel this way, my girl? Talk about
About insights about life and all of that. and he made it happen. He hosted me again, also in Washington, D.C. as well. Phenomenal personality he is. And also a round of applause for our Honorable Minister for Tourism as well. I know we all think about your return. She's made a difference, and that's what we need to celebrate. People who go out there and be outstanding in their field despite the challenges, and that's what we represent. And of course, I call her my godmother now. You know, Ambassador Bennett, you're filled with energy. I don't know where you get that energy. She's almost always smiling. She's filled with energy, and she'll move and be the life of every party or event. Please, a round of applause for her as well. And, you know, Dr. Kai was talking about, you know, our hosts. All two of them getting into the hospital last night, just before this event. And I was like, wow. He called me up this afternoon, 3 p.m. says, I'm at the clinic. I'll be discharged tomorrow. But for the great people that you are hosting, I really want to tell the doctor to discharge me and come through and see the people right here. And actually send them my love, because we have to do it for Ghana. We have to do it for the people. So please, a round of applause for Dr. Nana Yaododu. We all call him Sledge, and his beautiful wife. Doc, if you could come, please, a round of applause for him. He's just coming from the hospital. I hope your doctor will understand, Sledge. Thank you very much for believing in the purpose, like Dr. Kai said. Thank you for your good hearts. And we know there's many more to come. He's the CEO of Gold Ridge Ghana Limited, putting Ghana on the map and doing a lot. Oh, so you went to Lister Hospital. I can see. That's me out there for Lister. Thank you. You know, beside every successful man is a one. I don't want you alone to be here. Where's the wife as well? She's putting us some good food, hosting us with good drinks. You go and get your wife, man. There she is. Please come. So, Made Man has made a significant, you know, statement tonight. That for many of us who, you know, grew up in homes that were torn apart, mom was somewhere, dad was somewhere, and it's possible that we can actually do it together. And that's the new century, the new decade, the new message that we're sending out. So thank you very much, Nana and your beautiful wife. Please.
I'm going to the clinic.
All right, good evening, honorables, excellencies, esteemed gentlemen. My name is Dr. Sledge Nanaya Okyeame. Sledge is my real name, actually, Bolari. Let me correct you right there. So you just don't call me Sledge. It's my real name. You know. I'm just coming from the hospital. I should have been here, you know, hours ago to celebrate with you. But unfortunately, I was admitted at the hospital this morning when I was going to visit someone at the hospital. Oh, wow. Yeah, and this is my second time, so you know, I've advised myself not to be visiting people at the hospital anymore. The first time I went to visit my wife, I ended up laying right next to her, you know, and this is the second time. She was admitted this morning at the hospital, so I went, you know, to visit her, and then I started feeling dizzy, tired, and then I told her, let me go check myself, and the doctor said, we have to admit you. So I told her, forgive me if you don't see me next time you're going to the hospital, because I don't want to be admitted, you know. It's really a privilege and true honor to have such a distinguished guest, you know. Today being the 1st of January 2020 at my humble home, I really appreciate, you know, it's such, I haven't seen this. I mean, when they did all this beautiful setup, I wasn't here, and you know, I'm really proud, you know. Thank you all. I hope next year or sometime this year we're going to meet again at my humble home to share ideas, you know. That's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay, so when I heard this, I was very happy about it, because my gorgeous wife set up a foundation you know, two of us sat in the room and I said, listen, Mama, we've been blessed and I really want to give back to the society, you know, to the community. And, a lot of people are doing, you know, the homeless, you know, she is doing the old age, you know, so we thought of supporting our parents, you know, when I say parents, not my biological or her biological, but, you know, our mothers and fathers who don't have the privilege to, you know, to live the life that, you know, some of us are living today, you know. Some don't need much, you know, little things like, you know, they're sick, they can't afford to go to the hospital, you know, even special occasions like Christmas, you know, they can't celebrate because, you know, they don't have the funds or, you know, the necessity that, you know, can put some joy on their faces. You know, so we thought about, okay, so let's do this. Let's create this foundation and give back and put some joy, you know, to the aged, you know. So she came up with the name Amadia Foundation. It's Amadia, but you know, we say Amadia Foundation, you know. So when she told me, when Cal told me about this, I said, you know, I'm happy. I'll be happy to you know, to host this at my house, you know, because it's something that my wife and I really want to do, you know. So I'm happy to have you all here tonight.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
Well, we're glad you're here. So let's give them a big round of applause.
And mind you, they put this together in 24 hours. Wow. Yes, it takes a village. It takes a village. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I want to pound you with all the thank you and the thank you. I think the meantime, thank you very much. If I can seize the opportunity, since your charity is into old age, I'll let you know that I'm in that group. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have grown to recognize that it is always dangerous to talk at your needs. Because if the food was good, you may be spoiling some people's aftertaste. If the food was bad, it will be an added irritation. And therefore, I can only say that thank you ever so much for coming. Thank you for taking in whatever it is that we have been able to tell you. And I'm sitting on the hook in expectation that whatever it is that you can do to support the cause, you would very happily do it. The next time we get together, we will be reporting on progress. And at that time, I'm quite sure most of you will recognize that it was worth coming this evening, and it is going to be worth supporting whatever it is that we are doing. I want you to recognize at all times that this country, Ghana, is a diamond, a big diamond, a little dirty. We have to wash it, we have to polish it, and we have to use it advantageously for the benefit of everybody else. And I'm quite sure you are doing your bit. The rest of us will also do our bit. Happy New Year again.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you for coming. Thank you.
Thanks for being part of the village. Thank you.
With the minister. Yes. Minister, we'd like you to come up, please.
It's 2020, yeah. Money making year. Yeah, money booming year. Money making year. Yeah, rock and rap.
I tell you, say you be drunk. Anything never talk with me like all about them, you very like. For your love, I go bring it love. I tell you, say you be drunk. Anything never talk with me like all about them, you very like. For your love, I go bring it. See you know they want to up now and say, all I ever want to say,
What do you
Oh,